I've spent the last 20 years studying, teaching, and coaching people to find their greatness and take their lives to the next level. Along the way, it's become evident that emotions are at the root of everybody's successes and failures. Worry and fear are the enemies, and it's time to forge the armor and earn the tools to overcome the two things that could single-handedly destroy your future. Hi, my name is Michael Johnson, and I'm a life coach, a peak performance trainer, and I'm the emotions guy. It's time to take back control of how you feel, control of how you act, and control of how you experience life. It's time to become a lifer, a new breed of overachiever focused on living every minute to its fullest. We are responsible for how we feel, and no one and no thing can make us feel anything. Emotional mastery is our journey, and emotional education and intelligence is the key. We are lifers, and this is Magic for Life. What's up, lifers? Michael Johnson here with the Magic for Life podcast, and I'm so excited to be bringing this episode to you. I'm sorry that it's a little loud in the back, but as you can see, for those of you that are watching on YouTube, if you haven't gone over to YouTube and subscribed to the channel, you should go do that. But you'll see this beautiful backdrop and this amazing waterfall behind. It's called Bridalveil Falls, where I live in Utah, and it's an amazing backdrop. It's an amazing area just to be able to come out here into this beautiful country and be able to see all the amazing things that nature can do. Anyway, this is the 201st episode of the Magic for Life podcast, and I wanted to do something a little different than our typical and get out and about and just share with you something beautiful in the background while we have a chat, and I share with you just a little bit of the nature that I'm lucky to live in the backyard of. And anyway, I wanted to take an opportunity to really go back, take a couple steps back, and share with you a little bit about how I got started on this journey. I don't talk about it a lot, and in a couple hundred episodes, it's really easy to get into the topics and the subjects that we're covering, but I always feel like it's a good thing to come back and revisit and just talk a little bit about how I got started and share with you a little bit about my story, because I oftentimes when I'm being interviewed, people are like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't know that about you. And I thought, gosh, this would be a great opportunity on the 201st episode to come in and just tell a little bit of the background of what it is that got me to this point. And it's been quite a wild ride. And as many of you know, I'm a former professional ballroom dance competitor. I danced and competed on the ballroom circuit for about 10 years. I danced professionally, and I've coached and taught and competed in that professional ballroom world, and it was amazing. It was a great time. It was an awesome experience, and I learned so much that has helped me through the years. When I was 5, my mother got started. By the time I was 13, she had me teaching classes, so I got a taste of teaching at an early age and fell in love with the teaching side of it. I love working with people. I love sharing with people things that I know and have learned through experience how to do. And from the very start, I was going uphill, because at 13 I was always teaching people that were older than me and having to prove to them that I knew this stuff. And you just learn. A lot of people figure out that when you are authentic, that you know your stuff. And so as people realized that I authentically knew what it was that I did, they learn more and more. Along the way, I really had some rough rides. I did have a lot of successes as an amateur and as a pro, and it was a lot of fun, being able to go and sort of, I guess what they say is live the dream, right? And being able to go out and do that and live the dream, go after the thing that I wanted with all my heart was such a blessing. You know, thank goodness for my mother, my support system, my grandparents, being able to back me up and say, hey, go do that. And, you know, I wish everybody had that opportunity, but it's not necessarily how it always goes. So, you know, each of our situations and circumstances are different. But, you know, as I went through, when I retired from competing, I went on to coach, and, you know, obviously I was running businesses in the background, doing coaching. Along the way, I got stuck. And so I went back and looked at what it was that I needed to do to be able to find success. And I got involved in personal development, and it really, really made a big difference. It was like 100% selfish. You know, I was after it because I knew I needed to fix me. I knew I needed to fix what was going on inside here and inside here in order to be able to find my success. And personal development was just something I fell in love with. I got to start working with people, and of course, in order to get your certifications, you got to actually like work on people, work on situations and scenarios, and it was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and I found a lot of success with it. And because I did, people started asking me like, how did you do that? How did you make that change? How did you adjust from the path that you were on to start making the necessary changes to find the success that you were ultimately going to get? And so little by little, I started sharing it more and more, and I started helping more people to find that thing. And what it was really was that I started looking inside to find what it was that is or was or is my superpower. And, you know, the funny thing about it is that so often that is exactly what we're all doing. We're all out here just trying to find that thing that we're really good at. Find that thing that we're amazing at, and then amplify it so that you can share it with the world, share your experience and your knowledge and your education, so that maybe somebody else that's on a similar path can have a shortcut and get there sooner than maybe you did. And I think that's important, right? It's not just about it being like selfish. It's about figuring it out yourself and then being able to share that and show that to other people, help them be able to get to their thing. And what I found in that process was I was finding out what my superpower was. And, you know, I was a little thick. It took me a little bit of time to sort of come to grips with what it was that I was great at. But, you know, ironically, along the way, I started using these personal development skills, these life coaching skills that I was learning, and I started using them to help other people be able to find their thing, to be able to figure out how to believe in themselves. And truthfully, you've probably been there. We've all been there, where it's hard as heck to believe in yourself. It's hard as heck to believe that what you've been doing is good or that is useful for somebody, something, somewhere along the path. But it's like so massively important that you figure out your special thing, your special hidden superpower that is going to propel your life and the lives of those people in your world, whether that be 10 people, 2 people, whether it be 1 million people. It doesn't really matter. It is your obligation to take the things that you've been learning, to find the experiences that you've had, whether they're failures or successes, because we all have such different journeys, such different experiences. And it's our job to be able to take those experiences, you know, you can label them good or bad, but, you know, ironically, almost all people out there in the world are having these things that could easily be called failures, but those failures end up being turned into successes. And I don't know about you, but I know that along the way, I have oftentimes asked myself, gosh, why did that Why did it have to happen like that? Why didn't I get this thing that I was after? Why did I fail at that goal that I was going after so many times and maybe not even get it when it was all said and done? And it's those moments that define us. And even that isn't an accurate statement. I mean, I guess the truth of the matter is that we are defining who we are today, right now. As you listen to this, as I sit here and enjoy this amazing backdrop, the sounds of nature, and let's get real. Yesterday doesn't define who I am today. This moment defines who I am, and you get to actually look ahead and propel yourself into the future. You get to look at what it is that you're doing in your world and in your life, and you can make a change. Now, some people go, well, that's too hard. How am I supposed to make a change? I am all of these things that I got here with. I am all of these experiences and these moments in my history, and the truth is that it's all gone. All that is gone. The only thing that really exists is right now, in this moment. And it's no different than the look of that waterfall right there. You see one spurt of that water going off. It'll never be like that again, ever. And it might be close, it might come near it, but that moment that we saw on the camera will literally never happen again. And that is no different at all than your life experience. And it's not to say you discount it. You obviously learn from your experiences, your mistakes, as I like to say, your mistakes. You learn from your successes. But you notice it starts with suck, right? Because the problem with when you win and you have those successes is that when you win, you party. When you fail or you lose, you ponder. And the crazy part about that is it says it in the word, success. But we hang our hat on it, and we think that it's about everything. We think it's everything in the whole mess. We think it's everything in the overall whole, and it really isn't. It's just a piece. It's a portion. It's a moment in time to help us be able to experience joy and happiness, and to be able to experience what it's like to live in a beautiful state. And isn't that beautiful, right? Isn't that a beautiful state? Yeah, I mean, it is. It's amazing. The view is amazing. In a second, if you hang out till the end, I'll show you the full landscape. I mean, right now it could be just a teeny little waterfall. It's a big waterfall. Like I climbed up quite a ways to get to this point. And you look at it and you just go, gosh, there is so much beauty. There's so much in this moment. That's why I wrote a book called Every Minute, because it's about understanding, learning how to manage your emotions, learning how to live in a state where you can experience your emotions in full effect, but understanding that your emotions are giving you guidance. It's like a GPS. I know they're all on our phones, right? Like Google Maps. You've got to have a map, and those emotions tend to form that map. But the map isn't the territory. You got to take a step forward. You got to experience in the moment, in the time that you're in, the right now, in order to be able to experience the territory. But the emotions just give you sort of a roadmap. They're sort of the guidance system to be able to let us know where we're going and why we're going there, how we're going there. And being able to let go and trust that water is going to fall no matter what. I don't know where it's coming from. I've been curious to see where it comes from up top. I've never been up there. But it's going to keep coming. And you know what? Ever since I've known this waterfall, which has been over 20 years, that water is still going. And it's never the same drop. It's never the same fall. It's never the same thing. but it just keeps going. It just keeps flowing. And that's what we have to do. On this journey, I went on to coach lots of professional athletes, particularly dancers, but others as well. I've worked with businesses and coaching programs and sales floors, and I've done a lot of things, but one of my favorite things to do is to help entrepreneurs like you. I assume that if you're watching, and not everybody here is an entrepreneur, that's cool, it's fine, because there's still amazing, we're still going to talk about some amazing things, but I love talking to entrepreneurs. Why? Because we keep going, we keep pushing, we keep striving, we keep trying to overachieve, because we're trying to push our boundaries, we're trying to push our limits, we're trying to find a way to take our life to the next level. And we figure, gosh, while we're doing it, we should take everybody else with us. We should try to help as many people as we can along the way. And it's an amazing journey. I don't know if you've helped anybody recently, but it is an amazing experience. You don't have to be a trained teacher. You don't have to be, versed. You have to be a few steps ahead of the person you're helping, that's for sure. I think it goes beyond that. Obviously, depending on what it is that you're learning from that coach or mentor, you've got to have, you got to know that they've got that 2, 3, 4, 10 steps ahead of you. But, I know for a fact that playing basketball, if I wanted to get a coach and hire a coach for basketball, I wouldn't dare try to hire the head coach of the Lakers to try to coach me, because he's too many steps ahead of me. So I need somebody that's a little closer if I'm going to go do that, if I'm going to go try to experience basketball on a whole other level. And that's a big deal, right? So you have to think about that. You have to think about, who can you find that's just far enough ahead, not too far, but just far enough ahead that you can gain the experience that you need from them, learn from them, get the coaching that you need from them. Anyway, it's been a crazy story. I mean, like, the ups and downs, I could go on about it all day long. Like, nobody has a perfect run, and that's not really what it's supposed to be about. We wouldn't learn anything. But there is no doubt in my mind that the path that I've been led down is to take me to a place where I can help you guys, to help you with your entrepreneurial journey, and help you be able to take your world and your life to the next level, so that you can help other people take their world and their journey to the next level. And it's such a big deal. It's such a huge deal, because if I can help even with one little thing, and you can change one other person, that one other person could become the president of the United States and change millions, maybe billions of people's lives. But you just don't know. You just don't know. Anyway, it's been a fun story to live out, and I can't wait to see what's next. I can't wait to help those of you out there that need help, and I can't wait to be able to share with all of you guys my experience, and continue to do that on this podcast, and be able to share with you people that I've found and met along my journey that are doing it. They're living the dream. They're pushing the limits. They're using their thing to help other people, and hope to see you join the ranks of that, because it is our responsibility to be able to not only take ourselves there, but to take other people there. Anyway, appreciate you guys joining me. For all of you that have been around and subscribed since the beginning, thank you so much for being part of the podcast. It means so much to me. I am so thrilled to be doing this for so long. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I would ask that you leave a review if you're on Apple, an Apple Podcast. Leave a review. Let Apple know that we are a great podcast and people should come listen. Your reviews make all the difference in the world. If you can do a quick hashtag or something, share it on social media, hashtag Majic for Life, and let people know. Do a screenshot of the podcast and let people know to come listen, because we're out here to try to help change some people's lives and share some really great information for people to really amplify their life, and really take their life to the next level, get out of those struggling positions that are holding them back from making those changes, and help you guys all find the clarity that you need to really just take it up a notch, to really just kick it up a notch, and that would be awesome. So if you can share the podcast, if you can hashtag Majic for Life somewhere, Instagram, maybe Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever it is that you do your social media, that'd be awesome. And leave us a review. Let us know what you think of the podcast, and that'd be great. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. We'll keep posting it. If you're not watching this episode on YouTube, you got to go check it out. And some of you have stuck around to the end here. I've been a little longer-winded today, but it's just a fun backdrop, fun story to tell, and so I'll stand up and show you a little bit of the background. Yeah. So there's the top of this amazing waterfall, and then it just keeps going and going and going and going, and it goes way the heck down there. It goes all the way down there. The car is way down there. It's we're pretty high up here. Yeah, it's got a beautiful view and a great mountainside behind, and just some amazing sights and sounds. If you haven't visited Utah, you should do it. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to the podcast. I appreciate your support. Would love a share. If you let everybody know that we're doing a good work over here, that'd be awesome. And let me know what you like, and if you have episodes or topics that you'd like me to talk about. We're gearing up for our next season, and we'd love to hear what you'd love to hear about. And as usual, go check us out at magicforlife.com, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Hey lifers, we expect upgrades to the base operating functions of the things like our phones, cars, and even refrigerators. Why then has it not been made a priority that we upgrade the operating systems of our emotional states? We dance around the subject of emotional mastery from a young age. We have so much more knowledge in today's world, yet we're still teaching outdated methods of emotional education, if any are being taught at all. It's time for a change. It's time for an upgrade to our emotional education. Let me help you learn how to do that. Pick up your free copy of Every Minute at everyminutebook.com.